Hello everybody, this is this week's edition of the Scooter Report. My special guest this week is Dirk Harrington Jr. and we're going to cover last week, this week, and going forward. Alright, so last week, Bo beat Serrano heads up in the test hit off the trailer for 500. Then he beat him again later in the night for 500 again for the 1 versus 2 race. What are your thoughts on Bo beating Serrano again, or Serrano taking the #1 spot from Bo this week?
I think if Serrano can get the car to work, because he was having chassis issues, if he can get it to plant, he should give Bo a hell of a run for his money.
I really think that Camaro makes a lot of power, but Bo's car is locked in.
Bo's got it dialed in. He's got it figured out. It seems consistent. Mike, he's been hit or miss. Like I said, we know he had some chassis issues. So we'll see if he gets it figured out and see what happens.
And what I saw on Wednesday night from Bo out of that test hit right before it rained, that car went probably as fast as I've ever seen it go on.
It was, yeah, for a no-time run, it was definitely hauling ass.
It was getting it.
I'll give him credit. He had it. It didn't do anything crazy. Just went A to B and looked clean.
I think 1 versus 2 this week is going to be the race to watch.
Yes.
And we are definitely going to get a show put on for 1 versus 2 in the first round of this week's Tri-State Street Car Shootout.
Yep, the heavy hitter race would be first round. That would be interesting.
Alright, so we're going to go over the races for this week. First up, we got Don Stevens and Randy Nichols. So that's 4 and 5. Randy's car's been running good. It's been tuned by Ron Rhodes. Who do you have in this race? The small block Ford nitrous power against the big block Chevy nitrous powered.
I think the way Randy's been testing, and with the King of Lee Springs in his corner, he's got a good chance. I think he's got a real good chance. I mean, Don's Mustang runs clean, runs good, but Randy's been coming around on it, and it's going to be that's going to be another good one.
All right, so then we have Serrano and Bo. Obviously, we talked about that.
Yep.
And then we got Ken Lowe and Don Miles.
The teammates.
The teammates. They can't seem to get away from each other.
No. They seem to be locked in, back and forth, left and right. That's a tough one. I mean, the Monty runs good. The Mustang runs good.
It does.
Don tunes both of them, so you never know.
We know where that's going to go. All right, so Ricky and Kurt might not be a go.
Right.
Kurt posted earlier that he may not make it. There is some backdoor stuff going on. He may get there.
Yeah, he's trying to thrash to get the Buick together. You know, if he shows up, it's going to be an interesting race.
If not, I think he comes off the list.
Yeah, 2
which
weeks
would
out.
suck. Because
So he'll have to fight back on the
he'll
list.
have to run back up it. And then I'll have the Hellcat first round. Bob Renario. And we'll see how that goes. You never know. The Hellcat can spin. I could win.
He could red light.
He could red light. He's done it before.
Yes.
So you never know. But we'll see. So that's our first round matchups. It should be a really good night. But whoever wins the 10 spot between Mrs. Lowe, Mike Mills, and Marcus Thompson, just be aware that we are going to go for a ride. So you're going to need to bring extra gas.
You're going to go for the long ride, too.
The long ride.
Gary don't mess around with the ride.
I'm going to tell Jim Halsey to take the scenic route. Because we're going to go for a ride. Because I like my air conditioning. It's supposed to be hot tomorrow night.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to go for a ride. Alright, so I'm going to cover something that Mike Serrano said last week. And I quote, he said, "Win, lose, or draw, after this week, I'm going to take a break." And then within about an hour of the event ending, he had his call out in for #1. What do you feel about that?
I questioned that. You know, he said, even at the track, that he was taking a break. Lost a Bo for #1, and he may still been at the track. Matter of fact, he was, because I called him.
I think he definitely was.
He actually put out his call out for #1, even though he said, Win, lose, or draw, I'm taking a break. So, was he bluffing? Or does he think he's got something more for Bo than what he's been letting on?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I think the car's got something for Bo. I mean,
Right.
the suspension is definitely lacking. He made some phone calls. He's got some parts in the work. I don't think they're going to be here for this weekend. I think he's going to be on the same old stuff that he was when he lost to Bo.
Okay.
I think the track conditions might be a little different because
Yep.
of the weather. So we'll see if Serrano can turn the tide on Bo and stop the Bo train.
Yes.
The Bo train's hard to stop.
It is.
It's a runaway train right now.
He's rocking it.
We'll see. Alright, so the talk of Friday night was clearly Carmen versus Bo, Red Alert versus Phony Pony. It was a really good race. I'm saying pink scooter official, 3/4 of a car. Don't care what anybody says. I watched multiple videos, multiple angles, 3/4 of a car. That's it. Carmen wins. $1,000, Carmen's pocket.
Yep.
They're gonna run it back. When? Probably 2 weeks. Carmen's out racing in North Carolina,
Okay.
doing his own thing, and so we're gonna do this week's list event. Probably coming up, probably the next event. They should be able to run it back. Bo's already expressed his interest in it. I talked to Carmen today. Carmen said he's down
Okay.
whenever Bo's ready. Like I said, they're headed out to North Carolina now. What do you think about Bo's chances at the rematch if Bo is allowed to step outside of our list rules?
If he's allowed to step outside the rules, it could get very interesting. It was close. I agree with you. I'd say a car. You say 3/4 of a car. Either one's probably a fair assessment. But the question will be, if Bo steps outside the rules, will the car still work the same? That's the bigger question.
That is the bigger question.
You know,
The
will he
car
have
is-
enough time to dial it in?
It's on 315 drag rails,
Right?
and he
On the
did
pros.
make a hell of a pass on Wednesday night. Yeah, I
He
mean,
did.
it was fast.
So-
I don't know what he did. He's claiming there's more in the car. Carmen's claiming there's more in the car. They want to run it back for more than what they ran the first time.
Really?
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm going to have the money in my pocket again. We'll cover more of that later. Alright. So, we're going to talk about the return of the wagon. Can the wagon be what the wagon was? I think it's going to be more
Oh, I think it's definitely more than what it was.
than it ever was.
You know, the run he made last night, hold on,
Yeah.
because he's going to be coming.
I think we're going to have a drag week winner
Yeah.
on the list when he comes back. And it's going to be a hell of a race for number one, because it's going to be interesting to see how the turbo car matches up against the nitrous
nitrous
car.
That's
in
it. The
the
nitrous
H-Mod.
car is still number one.
That's right.
Serrano turbo car up front.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
there's a bunch of variables.
Yeah. But Frank, the time and dedication he put into getting that wagon rebuilt twice in the last month.
2 weeks, 3
Well,
weeks,
yeah,
3 weeks,
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
You know, says something. He worked his butt off, thrashed on it, came out to the track last night, which I noticed, I saw his car trailer there, so he was smart this time.
Yes, he was.
He actually towed it in instead of driving it in like he did the last time when it grenaded. You know, and he had some catastrophic damage. I mean, he wiped out almost everything under the hood.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
So,
Got it back together and they went into the sevens
yep,
on soft tune.
on low boost.
And it's going to be a contender for drag week. I
Oh,
really think we're going to have a drag week winner on our
Yep.
list come next year.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, will he enter the list at the end of this year? I don't know. It depends on the weather. Because, you know,
yeah,
that's when it, you know, had its incident
yeah.
last time.
And,
When, you know, the weather conditions weren't real conducive to that kind of power. So he may hold off, come out in spring, and he's going to come out swinging. He's going to,
swinging is an understatement.
yeah, he's going to be calling shots.
He's I think he's gonna pull just give me 10 through 1.
Yep, and he's going to probably work half that list in one night.
And we're gonna get to
minimal.
the game. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah,
And
it's shaping up to be really interesting.
if you're not there, you're missing out.
There's only so much you can watch of our videos.
That's right.
So Gary live feeds it. I do my little snapshot videos and post them up, but you gotta see this stuff in person.
You gotta see it in person. Alright, so since we had such good success last week with the lightning round, I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. So I'm gonna ask Dirk some questions. I'm gonna give him 2 possible answers, and he's gonna pick the one that pops into his mind the quickest. So we'll start off with this. What do you think Bob Renario uses to impress the women at the retirement home? The Hellcat or his platinum AARP card?
AARP card.
See? I can't do it. This takes so long to do.
Keep going.
That was rough.
Alright. What is tighter when it comes off the trans brake? Randy Nichols' eyes or his butthole?
Bubble. Oh God. You ain't right.
It was not.
Oh, Jesus.
He ain't gonna help you.
Alright, we might just start.
No, keep going.
Alright. So, last one here. What's better? Me staying on the list for about 6 weeks or me getting him free for 6 weeks?
That's a tie.
I agree.
You've been on the list for 6 weeks with a bone stock car. And you did it just because you're a cheapskate and wanted to get in for free.
Hey, you don't get a lot of things from Cecil Caddy for free.
I agree.
I'll take it where I can get it. Who has a better chance of running up the list? Ken or his wife?
His wife.
Alright. So, in your honest opinion, and this is one where I don't give him an option. What should Serrano done with the $1,000 that he lost to Bo on Friday night?
They should have invested in suspension. Or jack stands because he had to borrow one from us.
Right. Alright. Alright. So, last but not least, if you had to choose an opponent for our #1 guy to race, Bo, at this current time, that fits our roles, who would you choose?
Anybody.
Anybody.
No, I mean, I can choose anybody.
Anybody, yes.
You know what? I'm going to throw it out there. Jeff Kinsler. 68 Firebird.
I had a feeling you would say that.
It fits the rules.
It does. He does fit the rules, and it is a very, very fast car. I think it would be a very interesting race. This has been the lightning round with Derek Carrington Jr.
Now, I got a question before we stop.
Okay.
All the money last week, there's been some rumors floating around that the money doesn't actually change hands.
Right.
Now, you held the money.
I held the money.
You showed the money on Facebook.
I had a lot of money in my
Fanned it out.
I had a lot of money in my pocket.
Some people are saying that the money went back, never changed hands.
Right.
Bo never sent it to Carmen.
Right.
Mike never sent it to Bo.
Right.
What's the real deal on that one?
I guarantee you right now that that money absolutely 100% changed hands. At one point in the night, I had over $4,000 in my pocket between Bo's race and Mike's race, and the punk out money from Red Alert versus Pony Pony.
Okay.
And that money absolutely left my pocket and went to the winners of those races. I didn't bring it home. It wasn't my money because I don't have that kind of money. Because my wife would murder me if I had that kind of money and just walked off with it. So therefore, that money changed hands. There's no way that Carmen's crew walked back over to Bo and gave him $1,000 back. That's
Right.
not how that works. And Serrano, I wouldn't give Serrano's money back if he paid me. So therefore, the money changed hands. Trust me, it's always going to change hands. And next week, if there's money involved and I have it in my pocket, it's going to change hands. So all you skeptical people out there that say the money goes back to the drivers, it doesn't. It changes hands.
It is legitimate bets.
It's for real. So if you want to talk shit, come on out, bring your car, bring your checkbooks, because we love the money. I'll see you guys this Friday at the track. Thanks for watching the Scooter Report.
See ya.
And thank you to Dirk Harrington for coming to be my guest. Have a good night.